This Canada Day, we are going red, white, and blue. We're celebrating Ontario's superfood, blueberries, and here to help us grow them in our own backyard is Courtney Stevens from Wilmot Orchards. Courtney, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
This is a special day, being a holiday, and we're celebrating with some blueberries here today.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to grow blueberries?
Depending on your soil conditions,
Okay.
that answer changes. So always checking, my first port of call is always checking the pH of your soil. Blueberries are really specific and that they like a pH of 4.5 or 5.5.
Okay.
So inexpensive meter that you can get online or grocery stores or garden centers, and checking that, because if you're not in that range, don't bother wasting money on the bushes. They won't grow.
So what if the pH is below or above that? What do you do?
You can adjust it a little bit. So if you're in the like 4, 3.5 range, you can add things to make it more, to bring up the pH or make it more basic. And then from 6.5 down, you can add a agri-sulfur to make it a little bit more acidic. Outside of that, you're looking at 100 times more basic or acidic.
Right.
You can't put enough in to get it down there. So I always recommend starting here.
Yes.
Because if you're outside of that, don't bother buying the bush.
Exactly. So we do have pots.
We do have pots. You can put them in pots as well if you're really committed to them. So yeah, we've got some here. They're looking a little green because we're not quite ready to pick yet, but they are going to get there for us. So we can start putting them in the pots. Yeah. So first up, we're just literally going to take them out of the nursery pot, nice and easy, and stick them right in our lovely decorative pot. And
Thanks
then you're
for loosening mine, by the way.
You're welcome. And then we're going to grab these buckets. So these are full of incredibly, very heavy, incredibly wet peat moss.
Oh.
So
Almost looks like goose butter.
Kind of, yeah. It's not exactly the prettiest thing in the world, but whether we're putting them in the ground or you're putting them in a pot, wet peat moss is what you want over soil. And so very, very wet. So we're just going to pour some in there to cover.
How much do you figure? Like half this?
Yeah.
Mine is like coagulated.
Yeah, I think mine has too, so I don't mind. I'm getting a little dirty here.
All right, for our audience, that goes in the pot.
Yeah. I was like, there, we got a little bit happening in there. But again, this is what holds the moisture. It's that pH level that we like.
So this is important.
This is very important. When we're putting them in the ground at the farm, everything is going in with like a bucket full of soaking wet peat moss ahead of time. And then you can top it with mulch. That's something we do again at the farm. It holds the moisture, helps keep the roots insulated during the winter. And also, as it breaks down, it adds nutrients to the soil. So we're not necessarily putting like fertilizer or something in there, but they love organic matter. And I mean that by like compost, breaking down things. Think of them in the wild, pine needles, leaves, that kind of stuff. They love those.
So if this gets too big for the pot, when do you get a bigger pot?
When you're starting to look a little root bound, like if you take a check and there's more root than soil, I would go up.
It's time to change.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about cross-pollination, because that's important as well.
Yes. So you definitely, if you're going to plant these in the backyard, you want more than one, because you do need more than one to cross-pollinate. For those bees to come, they, mix things, and that's how you get your blueberries. And if you're getting peak blossom, they're a really pretty blossom. They're like a little lily of the valley. They're like little white bell. But to get a big blueberry, they need to be pollinated or visited by a bee 3 to 4 times to get that good sized blueberry on them. Yeah.
And in terms of distancing when you're planting, far part is best?
We do about 3 feet per bush, and that's okay as well. Yeah.
Okay. Picking the blueberries, is it difficult?
They're super easy. These are high bush, so like what we have at the farm. Most people are used to the wild, what they call wild blueberries, which is low bush, which is what you see out in the wild. These also originated in the wild. These are just much easier to pick.
When's the best time to pick blueberries?
August.
Is
always, you're wanting them to kind of start to look like what we have here.
Nice and plump?
Nice and plump, nice and blue. They should easily come off the bush. They should be blue all the way around. And then they can fill the basket pretty quickly.
We only have 20 seconds. Tell us about the family farm.
We are east of the city in Newcastle. We've been open for over 40 years for Pick Your Own, and we're getting ready to open end of this month, early August for our 42nd pick your own season.
Wow. Also have jams and barbecue sauces.
Yes.
A whole lot of fun at the farm. Thanks for coming out with us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me. Happy Canada Day.
And same to you.
Thank
All the
you.
links on our website as well, chch.com/morninglive.